Hello everybody, welcome to the video. Today we're going to be taking a look at Diaz, the Dark Death Knight. His Hall of Heroes is out right now amongst other units, depending on who you chose. We obviously chose Diaz, and I decided why not use him, just see how good he is. I mean, we all know he's pretty good, but how good is he exactly? How useful is he to you as the player? And I've been testing that all day. I mean, I've literally brought him into so many runs. It's insane, but it's been profitable. I'm glad that I built this guy, but I want to show you guys just how good he is of a unit. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at his skills, go into the monster info, see what people have to say about this guy as well as their builds. I feel like, hey, if you don't have him built, try not to say anything about him. You're going to see a lot of comments in the monster info or in the debate where people just don't have this guy built. But take a look at how people built him. We'll see how I built him, and then we'll take him into wherever he's good at, right? Because we just want to see how good he is. So what we're going to do, skill 1, Deadly Blow, disturb the target's HP recovery for 2 turns with a 50% chance with an attack that increases its damage according to your max HP. Harmful effect rate goes up when fully skilled up. Disturb HP recovery for the places you're going to be using him, for the places that you're going to be bringing him in, which is like Rift Raid. That's really good. You don't want the boss to heal itself. I believe the Rift Raid boss does heal itself. There are other places in the game that Disturb HP recovery is useful in, like Necropolis, but you're not bringing him there. You're going to be bringing him specifically in Rift Raid. But skill 2 is Check and Destroy. Attacks the enemy 2 times and weakens the attack power and defense for 2 turns with a 75% chance with each attack. This attack will deal more damage according to your max HP every 2 turns, and the harmful effect rate goes up when fully skilled up. The great thing about Diaz is that you don't have to skill this guy up ever. I mean, if you do, it helps. I mean, the harmful effect rate going up, even if it's by a single percentage, super helpful. But I like that you don't have to skill this guy up. But attack and defense break for 2 turns, and it's a multi-hit. Every 2 turns, it's not bad. And when you, again, consider the place that you're going to be bringing him, which is R5, you want that attack break and defense break at a super consistent rate. But if it were just these 2 skills, you want to bring him. What really makes this guy is his passive. It's Control. He decreases the chance of receiving a critical hit by 50%. He reduces the damage received from light attributes by 50% as well, and reduces the damage that other allies receive by 15%. This effect doesn't accumulate with other damage reduction effect skills. So, he's almost like, kind of like a better Darien, in a sense. I mean, Darien, if we could just take a quick look at him, he's good. I mean, he has the 30%, but he ends up taking more damage. But when you look at Darien, he pretty much does what Darien does, which is defense break and attack break. But I guess Darien has an attack bar absorb. But I feel like he does better than Darien. He's a slightly better Darien in the sense that he has an attack and defense break at a pretty consistent rate too. 75% chance is really good. Plus Disturb HP recovery. Plus, while he's giving other allies like the damage reduction effects, he himself isn't like nerfing himself. Like with Darien, while he does reduce the damage allies receive, he's just increasing the damage he receives, which means it just becomes that much easier for him to die. You have to just go pure tank on this guy, right? With Diaz takes no damage. I mean, Jesus Christ, I was using him in Arena a little bit just to see how he would do. He was taking no damage at all. Dude's a monster. But other than that, I believe I talked about it. Resistance Lead. Resistance Lead is obviously going to be really good. Again, considering that you're using him in Rift Raid. But let's go into the monster info. Let's find us a couple comments. So, the first comment we're going to be taking a look at is, dude, it is from Frazzle Dagger. I guess that's the name. I don't know. We'll see in a second. But it says, dude is fairly decent. This tank's great resistance is very helpful. And then this guy, okay, 33 speed. This guy must have went all HP, all resistance, and a little bit of accuracy. He's on Endure, Endure, Energy Guard, HP. I do not like your build, though. What is with your build? Okay. It's Frazzle Dagger. Okay, it was Frazzle Dagger. So, the way I would build this guy is, I don't care if Energy Guard, Endure, build him on whatever runes you feel like fits you. Like, if you can go triple fight, double determination, whatever, Just use any of those runes that enhance a team. It works. Because in reality, Diaz is kind of existing there. You're not going to bring him into too many other places than Rift Raid. So if you can get stuff like Fight, Determination, any of those runes that enhance the team, I would do that. But this is not bad. Resistance, energy, defense. I would go slot 2 speed, and then slot 4 or 6 can be energy or HP percent or defense percent. And the substats, I would go like speed, HP percent, defense percent, accuracy, or resistance. I mean, this guy is just a pure tank. Build him as a tank. These runes aren't necessarily the best runes. Go farm some of the beasts, right? Gem out the crit damage percent. Put in defense percent if possible. Or I don't wait. Yeah, I think I can't. Which one of the runes is the ones that you can't put defense percent? If you can't put defense percent, put flat HP. Right? This one, crit rate, crit damage shouldn't be there. This one, take out the crit damage. Find a different rune. This one, I wonder what you replaced. I wish it would show us what you replaced. But again, take out the crit rate. That crit rate's taking up a slot. This is a good rune. This is like your best rune on him so far. You have speed on it, accuracy, resistance, HP percent. This one is not your best rune. What is it from? Why can't I see where you rolled it from? But the defense percent, resistance was the best part. Crit rate, crit damage need to go. But you throw on whatever runes you could. Your artifacts. The best part about this artifact is the main stat. That and the additional damage by your HP. Skill 1 accuracy skill. Okay, this is like if you can aim for like specific artifacts, aim for artifacts that increase the accuracy of skill 1 and skill 2, because that's what he's there for as well. Not just the reduced damage, but he's there to also land the attack break, the defense break, the disturb HP recovery. This artifact I like a bit more. But 28,000 HP was good. 500 defense is okay, but you could bring more. More speed, I feel like is required. I like the resistance. The accuracy is okay. But let's find one more. Okay, so I've been looking for a Diaz. I've actually went through a couple Diazes or whatever. The Death Knights. Everyone's Death Knight, I don't agree with their build at all. A lot of people are throwing a lot of leftover runes on this guy. And he can function off of leftover runes, but I don't know. I just don't like the way some people have built him. But, Jesus. I'm sorry. Wait, what? Vampire, for what reason? Here's a good across-the-board Diaz from Evil Ninja 2016. I guess this is better than nothing, right? I mean, so, again, Endure, Energy Guard. He has a good amount of resistance on him. Not too great accuracy, which is just like you want him to land these. I don't get why people are not building a little bit more accuracy. 32,000 HP, which, fair enough, right? You want a lot of HP on this guy. Slot 1, I like this rune. This rune is actually pretty good. This is actually a really good rune. Slot 2, I wish you would have put speed. You have a lot of speed for someone who's not slot 2 speed, but yeah, go slot 2 speed. You might as well. I mean, the crit rate, take the crit rate off. This rune's okay. Don't like the crit damage. This is a pretty good rune. I don't like the attack percent, but hey, you do what you can, right? This is a really good rune. I wish the crit damage went there, but I'm a broken record at this point. Again, crit damage percent is the problem with it. But other than that, pretty good. A lot of HP. A good amount of defense. That's an okay amount of defense. You could work with this defense. Decent speed. Good resistance. Meh accuracy. The artifact, damage taken from dark is reduced. Damage taken from light is reduced. And additional damage by defense. You could have converted this third one. Attack proportionate to loss HP max. I mean, I guess you don't have to, but I would have. But other than that, that's kind of what you want to aim for. Because since you're using him in the Rift Raid, give him artifacts with substats that help him in the Rift Raid. And again, a beautiful artifact here, kind of. I mean, the skill 2 accuracy plus 9%, I like it. I don't care about the crit damage. Additional damage by HP, cool. Crit damage taken minus 2%. That's what we want. That's what you want to see. But fully skilled up, by the way. But I literally was going through these. So of course his usage is Rift of Worlds, Rift Raid, and some people are using him in the Light Beast. I'm not going to use him in the Light Beast. I feel like it's pointless, kind of. I mean, here's the deal. It's like, if he's in the Light Beast team, he's only there to tank. Just put different units. Like, if you need a defensive unit in the Light Beast, bring like Ikaru. Because at the very least, Ikaru can help with damage, but whatever. Arena. We're not using him in Arena, but I can understand you trying to, because he's a really crazy unit. When you look at his entire kit, he's just a tanky unit. He can take tons of damage and reduce the damage that your team receives. So his statistics show that Energy Guard, Revenge Guard, Endure Revenge, just tons of energy, Endure, Revenge, Guard, yada yada. Slot 2 should be Speed. I don't know why most people are going HP Defense. Slot 4, HP Defense. Slot 6, HP Defense. Let's take a look at My Diaz. My Diaz is not skilled up. He doesn't need to be skilled up. But here are his stats. So he has 103 speed, 1,057 defense, 19,520 bonus health, 100% resistance, 69% accuracy. I think this is kind of like prime Diaz. I mean, you can get a better Diaz. I mean, there's going to be someone out there who could make a much better Diaz than mine. Much faster, much tankier. But this is pretty much where you want to be with your Diaz. I mean, super resistant, pretty tanky, pretty accurate. He's a basic support monster, but we got to show him some type of loving with the runes. I built him on Violent Focus. He doesn't need to be Violent Focus, but in Rift Raid, he's doing his job. And who cares if he's taking a couple extra turns? In fact, it might be a little beneficial. And then if I decide to, I could take him into guild content. So, of course, I went Focus for the sole purpose of, landing more of my stuff. I mean, 20% accuracy is really helpful. And then Violent to potentially take extra turns in places like guild content if I decide to use him there. His artifacts, I want to take a look at his artifacts first before we go through each rune. Damage taken from Dark, minus 22%. Damage taken from Wind, minus 4%. Additional damage based off of defense. On there, I believe it was doing some type of crit damage or whatever, proportionate, whatever, which he's not on crit damage, clearly. And then damage taken from Light, minus 4%. I think that's a pretty decent artifact. This artifact, skill 2 accuracy, plus 17%. Skill 1 accuracy, plus 6%. The counterattack co-op attack damage, plus 8% thing doesn't matter. But crit damage, minus 3%. Pretty good runes. So slot 1, this is kind of like a really good rune for him, in my opinion. There's resistance, 13%. There's speed, 15%. HP, 22%. And then flat HP, 556. And I think I rolled out like crit damage or attack percent or something. And then innate accuracy. Skill 2, speed, slot 2 speed rune. Accuracy, HP, attack percent, and then defense percent. I could have potentially found a better rune, but slot 2 violent speed rune. I mean, even I don't have enough time in the day to farm endlessly for slot 2 speed runes. But this is still pretty good. And I said, heck, why not? I mean, if the attack percent's going to be there, might as well give him as much attack percent as possible. So slot 3, again, violent. Resistance, accuracy, speed, HP. Again, I believe I rolled out like crit damage percent or whatever. But, dang, why doesn't it do like the same thing that, what is it? The artifacts do, where it shows you how it rolled. But, again, resistance, accuracy, speed, HP. Super tanky. He's a support unit. You can just make him tanky with a bit of accuracy, and you're good. I put defense percent on slot 4. Innate crit damage percent, which who cares? But resistance, HP, speed, accuracy. Pretty basic. Speed, defense, accuracy, resistance, and then resistance, HP, defense, speed. So pretty fast, pretty tanky, pretty accurate and resistant. So let's go to Rift Raid. Okay, so you can see that I have an auto repeat battle going on. It's Rift Raid level 5, as you can see right there. The teams are this. Not the craziest teams, but a team. We're using Diaz's resistance lead on the team. I think that's... if you need to know about Rift Raid, if you want to learn about Rift Raid, I've made a video on it, and I can always make an updated video if you guys want a more recent video. But I wanted to talk about Diaz a little bit while we're watching one of these runs happen. So as we watch these runs, I want you to pay attention to when Diaz takes his turn, right? I want you to see if Diaz is landing his stuff and just how much damage he's taking. I want you guys to truly sit there and observe it, because he takes very little damage, and he's actually playing a really big role, right? Even if it's just him sitting there taking damage. So, and this right here, this battle right here is a perfect example. I mean, look at him. Jesus Christ. Perfect example of what I'm about to talk about. So, Diaz is a very simple unit, right? Very, very simple. I mean, skill 1, disturb HP recovery. Skill 2, attack and defense break. And then his skill 3 is just a whole bunch of damage mitigation, right? Simple. But super big of a role when it comes to R5. The problem with R5 is that, if you notice, there are 3 dragon heads attacking. 3 heads for 3 teams. And when one of our teams die, one of those heads go to attack another team. That's why each and every team, it's important that they're able to survive. I don't care if you have a team that could do 1 billion damage. If you're dying, you're just making it harder for your other teams or your other teammates who are in R5 with you to win the battle. It becomes twice as difficult. Or if 2 teams die, 3 times as difficult. So it is important that at the very minimum, you have a team that can survive long enough while the other teams go and do their job. And Diaz is that unit that's going to do that for you. Damage mitigation, reduce crit. I mean, even if Diaz is just going to sit there and soak up damage while the rest of the teams deal damage, he's more than a perfect unit, right? Again, he reduces crit rate by 50%. He reduces damage he receives from light units by 50%. At the very least, if you can get him, even if everyone else dies turn 1, if he could sit there and soak up damage for long enough while these 2 teams right here deal all the damage, then he's doing his job, right? Because again, once an entire team dies, once an entire team disappears, that dragon head that was focused on that team now becomes focused on another team. Which again, 2 heads attacking 1 team. Jesus Christ, you might as well quit the battle, right? So just by him existing on the team, he's doing his job. He's distracting one of the heads while the rest of the team, or the teams, finish this battle. And again, we're about to see it again, where it's just like, yeah, my units are dying, and that's my fault. My units should be better than that in terms of me ruining them. But guess what? He's distracting them long enough. These teams are going off still. So he can sit here and continue to take damage and continue to apply debuffs. He finally died, but hopefully these teams are going to be able to come in and finish the dragon or the boss off. Which they do. Again, at the very minimum, he distracted them long enough, which is allowing me to win all of these fights. Right? But I think just seeing that alone is more than enough proof that he's a unit worth building. He was a unit worth obtaining. Because I know a lot of you guys are struggling with R5. I struggle with R5 still, as you can clearly see. And I'm always trying to improve my times and improve my rate of success. And Diaz, again, as simple as he is as a tank, he's going to do that for you. So, we're just going to go straight back to the monster box. I think that's more than enough. I mean, he's specifically an R5 unit. I mean, what do we expect? So, Diaz, what am I rating this guy? I'm rating him an 8 out of 10. As simple as a unit that he is, he's doing such a good job, right? His job as a tank. He's succeeding at it. He takes so little damage. He's applying his debuffs, which is all you have to ask of him. That's why when I was looking at the builds, I'm telling you guys, put accuracy. Make sure he's landing those attack breaks, those defense breaks, those third HP recoveries, because those are a big deal. But on top of that, his passive, which again reduces tons of damage on his part, is helping your other teams, because by distracting at least one of the heads, your other two more advanced teams, hopefully, can finish the dragon off. Right? But, I don't know. Did I do a good job explaining this guy in this video? I hope I did. Do you like my build? Do you think I did him an injustice? You guys tell me what you think about this guy in the comments. I hope you guys do build this guy, though, in the end. I think he'll be a really big help for you guys in R5. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.